Yeah, I find myself with a very cheeky 10 minutes. And as I'm still trying to break my duck, and tomorrow is going to be colder, this is the end of the cold snap at the beginning of the season. Just as it got to about 10 or 11 degrees, and then tomorrow, Saturday is going to be colder again. So I just thought I'd have a little couple of chucks in the hatch pool, which is not really where I want to catch my first fish. I'm fishing a scruffy pheasant tail with a opalescent, whatever it is, shiny thorax and a short tail because it's quite old and knackered. And we'll just see what happens. This is on about a 2-pound tippet, and we'll just see what happens. There's a little fish rising there, a little grayling, or dace, but probably a grayling, rising just in front of me. Yeah, look, the fish are rising. I could probably put on an emerger now and hammer them.
So that's exactly what I did.
There we go, little olive shipments on about a size 12, I think. I'm just going to trim some of this tail and head fur off because it's not a very good one. And there we go, that's a bit better. And I'm just going to degrease the leader and grease that up and then chuck it in. So this is, I think actually, that my Lunar Quell's first outing. So, head and tail, nothing really on the body, and a little bit of degreasing the leader. Just rub that stuff off on the rest of my fingers, because my fingers actually need moisturising. Some of my rescued Fuller's Earth, which I can't remember if I told you about, so I'm just going to degrease the tippet. There we go, beautiful. That's beautiful. It's just because I'm very mean, and this Fuller's Earth has been with me since about the 12th century. You know, it's good to save it. Right, let's go. It's just very slightly starting to what's the word I'm looking for here? Right, okay. So far fishing a nymph has resulted in absolutely nothing. So let's see what happens when I fish an emerger.
Except that's not exactly true. A couple of days earlier, when it had been sunny, I'd been fishing with a nymph a bit further downstream, and this happened.
What the fuck? Come on, out the water. Just get out the fucking water. What the actual fuck? Oh yeah, look. First fish. I thought that might have happened. I'll have to cut some of the swearing out. There's the first fish. Look at that magnificent grayling. Oh, is it a grayling? It is a grayling. A little baby, tiny. The smallest grayling I think I've ever caught. Certainly haven't caught one of those for a few years. So let's just spin you around so you can see. Look at that. That is so small. It's almost like a gudgeon. Poor little thing. Right, wet my hands. Still first fish of the season, even though it's out of season, because I should be fishing for trout. Back you go. Look at that. First fish. That is awesome. And I tried to cast with it because it was so small. Oh, there's another tiny grayling caught downstream. Yeah, that's traditional beginning of the trout fishing season. Oh, this one's much bigger. Look at this one. What a beauty. So it's nice to see little grayling, because actually there are fewer grayling in here that have been for a few years. And I wet my hand. Come here. Look at that. Lovely, about twice as big as the last one, still tiny. And off you go.
Meanwhile, back in the present day...
Oh, there's quite a few fish rising. There really are. but none of them, apart from those two tiny grayling, to my actual fly. No, that's... Oh, another tiny... That is a tiny little grayling. Well, there we go. According to my mate David, that's even more impressive than a trout, because they're so hard to hit. I don't really count that as more impressive than a trout, even though obviously it's an amazing achievement. So, third little grayling of the year. Let me wet my hands. Or hand anyway. There we go, back. Beautiful little grayling. Back you go. This has been more than my cheeky 10 minutes, definitely. And I have caught a fish. Oh, they could all be grayling, easily all be grayling, these fish rising. No. Just give it a bit of a wiggle. Reach cast. Just try and overcome the drag. It's now is spitting. Perfect conditions, really. And I remember now, I was going to grease the end of my fly line because it's not especially floaty. That was quite close to a fish that was rising, but again, it was a very small fish. Now let's try greasing the end of the line. This is the fly line and the top of the butt section to get this to rise off the surface a bit more easily and, well, and float more. Float better, and it means that when you lift the line off the water it comes off more cleanly, less disturbance. You can do next cast is easier, everything's easier. Right, let's see if that's helped any. Perfect, that's going to drift into its view and eat it now, but no. They just are the tiniest rises. There we go, that's fish, that's slightly better. There's another grayling. And it is slightly better. When I say slightly better, I mean very slightly better. No, it is, that's a monster compared to the previous grayling. It's literally a quarter of an ounce bigger, which is about almost double its weight. I exaggerate slightly. There we go. Look at that. I'm excellent at catching tiny grayling, just not very good at catching great big trout. I do wonder how many fish see this and go, that's not food, or that just doesn't look right. I think they don't think that doesn't look right, they just go, that's not food. Doesn't look like food. So it looks like food. It's definitely food. Right, time to stop, because I am just fishing for grayling right now, and I shouldn't be fishing for grayling. Oh, like that. Oh, that's a better grayling. Oh. Well. Oh, bloody hell, that's actually a trout, I think. Because grayling just don't jump like that. That actually looks like an escapee rainbow, if it's anything. Whoa. Whoa, okay. They're not usually this lively. So I suspect it is an escapee rainbow. That does happen. Although we haven't had a lot of flood this year. Oh, it's quite lively. Yeah, you look more like a rainbow. Well, there we go, first trout of the season. Is not a native trout. And it spat the hook out. You're in very good nick, actually. Thank you very much. So let me just wash my hands. Okay, where's the fly? No. There, it's in the net. Okay, come here. Come here. Come here! Look at that, little rainbow. I'm putting it back. I shouldn't really, but I don't want to eat it now. I'll probably catch it later. Okay, well that's lovely. That's the end of my session this evening. Well, that was a lovely bonus 20 minutes fish. Topped off my first trout of the season. First rainbow I caught out of here for 10 years or so. I mean, they're not stocked. They either escape from upstream or something, but well, that was quite exciting, really. Fought very well, very jolly. Thank you very much, River. Let's hope I catch a brownie next time.